Alright, hi everyone. So in this video I'm going to be looking at the final stage of my Bandlab composition. So I've got my melody, my chords, bass line and drums, a couple of effects, and I've also arranged them into an ABA type of structure. Now the last thing I like to do in a composition like this is to add some automation, mainly to the volume, and that really kind of just creates a little bit of polish to the track. So to access the automation, what we do is we click on this button here and these white lines appear. So that white line by default represents the volume of that track. You can see you do have the option to switch it over to pan by default, and then any effects that you've added to a track, you can also automate those. We might look at doing some of that in a little bit. But to begin with, I'm just going to add a fade in and a fade out on these tracks here. Alright, so yeah, that definitely is going to want to fade in there. Now, when you want to do a fade in, especially if you've already kind of mixed the track a little bit as you go, so you can see I've already set these sliders to where I want them. So I don't want to lose that mix. Now if I was to just click here and drag down, it's going to drag the volume down the whole way. So what I want to do is click where I want the volume to reach its sort of current level, which is going to be here, and that's going to set an automation point there. And now I'll click at the beginning and bring my volume down. So right now that's starting from minus infinity decibels. So you're starting from silence and gradually coming into the volume that I originally had it at when it reaches this point. And I'm going to do the same thing for the pad. One thing to be a little careful of is in Bandlab, if you just click where you want to set an automation point, it'll also move the line. So it's worth kind of checking what level you have it at before you do that. And we'll just do that. Alright, let's see how that sounds. Okay, it looks like I didn't get that automation point right at the start because I'm hearing like a little, yeah. Alright, and we're going to do a fade in on this one too. So you don't have to fade in from silence, you could fade in from like a sort of lower volume. And I'm probably going to want to bring this down a little more, since those tracks are going to be a bit lower now. Alright, and then we're going to do the same at the end. So this time it'll be a fade out. So I'll set my initial point and then we're going to fade it out to nothing. Same deal for the piano and the pad. Alright, let's just check that. I think I actually want that fade out at the end to happen a little faster. Yep, so that's going to end up cutting off that last bit of the track, that's fine. Alright, so I've got my fade in and fade out, so that's your kind of most basic automation. Now I do probably want a little bit of dynamic change in the middle as well. When I go to that bridge, I'm probably going to want it to be a bit softer. I'm going to do in the bridge is I'm going to start the track. I'm going to bring that down. Same for this one. So they're all going to start a bit quieter, and then we'll bring them back to their original level here, or as close as we need it to be. Alright, and then we should just have a little kind of a swell as we go through that bridge. Alright, so that's pretty nice. Okay, so that's my volume done, I think. I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah, I'm not going to make any more changes. I'm just going to add a bit of another effect on the melody, and we might look at automating that. So I think what I would like is for this part to have a delay on it. So I'm going to add that in now. So again, that'll need to be 312, I believe. Let's see how that sounds. Now I'm just going to hit the solo button so I can hear on its own. Alright, but I only want the delay to be playing in that section there, and then also in the outro. So the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to go back to automation, and now select, oh okay, maybe it's not going to let me automate the delay, that's, oh no, sorry, it's this one. Yep, so filter echo, I'm going to just do it with the mix. So the mix is just so if the mix is on 0%, that effect just doesn't get heard. If it's on 100%, it's the only thing you hear. Alright, so what I'm going to do is have it set to 50%, which is what I had it originally, through that section, and then also at the end. Okay, and then the rest of the time it will be 0. Okay, and now that should work how I want it to. Just solo that again. So no delay. Delay switches on, and it should switch back off. And see, this is doesn't affect the volume automation. They're separate. Okay. So I think this one is basically finished now. Just have one listen through. Yeah, and so really the track ends there, so I can just drag this back to there, like so. Alright, so what am I, 136, not bad. It's just a couple of things I'm going to tidy up at the end here. Alright, so when that drum beat ends, I just want kind of one more hit, like on a cymbal, I think. So I'm going to do that as my pattern B. And that's not what I want. So I don't think I want it to sound like that, but let's have a listen. No, definitely not. Alright, so what I might have to do is add another track. We're gonna drum kits, do it like this. I think it's probably the ride cymbal is what I want. Try a couple more. Right, I'm going to stick with this. Alright, and then I'll just put that in my MIDI editor. Right, yeah. And I'll put it here again. Alright, just see how that sounds. Yeah, just have that a little softer. Perfect. Alright, that was just a little... once you get to the end of a track, it's nice to just add a few little extras in, like that. Alright, so I think this one is pretty much finished now. So just to recap the process, you start with the loop, drag in your chords or make them yourself. The bass line and the melody are extrapolated directly from the chords. Drums, you can just use the standard pattern or make one yourself. When you get to the arranging part, you can just make this kind of ABA structure by making some kind of minor changes in the middle. And then, yeah, do your automations and add in anything extra at the end. That's basically the whole process. So that's taken me, I don't know, maybe an hour. It'll probably take you guys a little longer, but I look forward to seeing what you come up with. Alright, thanks everyone. I'll see you next time.